Yes, Sylvia Malinga, who is going to come and address you, both the group that is here physically, but also to all the people, the viewers who are online. You're most welcome, Sylvia.
Yellow. Oh, come on. Enid, I can't hear your voice. Enid, yellow. Okay, everybody else support Enid. Yellow. Yeah, now that sounds like MTN. To our esteemed MTN Change Maker beneficiaries, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. This is truly a great occasion. It is a dream come true for us to see this day come to pass. We come with a lot of immense honor, pride, and a sense of unwavering enthusiasm to actually celebrate this momentous occasion. It's a moment when we get to celebrate all the people who believe that they have the capacity to be change makers in their community and bring alive the lasting change that they actually want to see done in the areas they have chosen. This Changemakers initiative is part of our MTN at 25 celebrations. In MTN, as we believe and we wake up every day, is we believe that we truly together can become unstoppable. And this is just another platform where we're inviting our consumers and people out in Uganda to actually come and say, how can you truly be unstoppable in what it is that you want to achieve partnering together with MTN? This 25 years has been marked by 2 decades and a half of service to Uganda. We are greatly privileged by all the people of Uganda who have made a choice to be with MTN. Thank you so much for being part of the MTN family. And even as we celebrate these 25 years, this is also all about you. From the very outset, when we began this initiative, our objective was to make sure that we identify and support the very exceptional Ugandans who wake up every day to ask themselves, how can I be a change maker in the society that I'm in? Sometimes what normally happens is you may be living in a community and you can see the challenges that are there in your community. Probably there's not access to water, there's challenges with education, you're probably part of a youth group and you're asking yourself, I can see all the many great ideas that we have, but who is willing to come and hold our hands and partner with us as we seek to empower and enable ourselves to be positive contributors in the communities that we're in? And this is where the dream came from. We as MTN, together with the MTN Foundation, sat back and asked, as part of our 25 years anniversary, can we partner with those people who dream as big as we do? People who consider themselves to be doers, people who consider themselves to be change makers, and partner with them to create the change that they actually wanted to see in society. So the MTN Change Makers initiative, which we are launching in this 25th anniversary of MTN, stands as a tribute to these exceptional individuals and organizations, and it represents our dedication to not only acknowledge, but also wholeheartedly support them because they are determined to make a profound impact in their communities, and we want to be there together with them. Our focus is simple. This country demographic is made up of 70% young people, so we are asking ourselves, how do we empower our youth so that they can be positive and creative contributors to this economy? How do we support our women and make sure that they're included? How do we aid people who are living with disabilities? And generally making sure that we are uplifting the communities that we find who are in need. So how does this work? We, because we are 25, decided that we were going to identify 25 projects across 5 regions in the country. We came out and we said that those 25 projects would benefit from a total investment that would be made by the MTN Foundation of 500 million shillings that would be spent in these 25 projects. We then came out, and when we launched the initiative on July 11th, we made an appeal and reached out to communities and individuals across the country in all the 5 regions in Uganda and asked which idea have you been carrying in your heart that you want to partner with MTN to see it come to life so that we can create the change that you want to see? These projects were varied, and it was great to see the level of detail, the level of applications that came through. Some people sent them because we're a digital society. They sent their applications to a WhatsApp number that we provided. Others dropped them in our service centers. Others sent them via email. Others sent in written applications. They had written with their hands, handwritten. Others did video submissions. But I think we had over, is it 2,000? All right? 2,400 applications coming in over a period of 2 weeks from all parts of Uganda. And this was even beyond what we had initially anticipated. So I want to start off by extending my heartfelt thanks and appreciation to everyone who, first of all, dared to believe that they could be a change maker, to everyone who dared to take the time, allocate their time, their resource to actually putting together their application and sending it through to us. After that process, we then set up a team who then were asked to go through each of the applications and determine who are the people who qualified. Now, we didn't want to be the ones who were doing this determination, and therefore, we partnered with your communities in each of the different regions to actually set up a small committee that went through each of the applications. The vetting process included visiting some of the projects that had been designated or had been put through the application process, having interviews with those communities, validating them and determining where could we partner to be able to create the biggest impact. Why did we spend so much effort? It's because we wholeheartedly believe in the innate power of Ugandans to effect the positive change. And if we provide them with the support, the platform, and the resources, they are able to turn these visions that they have into reality. So for us, even as we went through the identification of these projects and the shortlisting of the beneficiaries that we're going to be announcing today, the whole idea is not just about providing financial assistance, but it's also about empowering these projects to soar beyond their expectations and enhance the well-being of our communities and our nations. There is so much that we have done through the MTN Foundation. And I really want to acknowledge the work that has been done by the trustees, by the management team that is responsible for running the foundation, in ensuring that we realize the overall ambition of ensuring that no one is left behind as captured in our sustainable development goals. There's investment that has been made in terms of driving good health and well-being, quality education, clean water and sanitation, decent work and economic growth, driving a more inclusive Uganda where no one gets left behind. Our commitment remains to continue to invest in our communities. I think so far we've probably spent a total amount of about 30 billion Ugandan shillings in over 250 projects across the country, across different fields. And these investments have helped to strengthen the communities that we are in across the nation and help us to be able to leverage our resources to ensure that we are not just a business that is focusing on growing our commercial perspective, but is also impacting the society that makes up the fabric of the MTN family. So I'm excited. I'm excited to hear who are the beneficiaries that have made it through the shortlist. We have 25 of them. They span the breadth of Uganda, the different regions. You will see different projects. Some of them, I think, have to do with schools. Others have to do with water projects. Others have to do with projects that are seeking to empower the youth and women. But all together, the whole ambition around this is to make sure that as we work hand in hand and continue to change the lives of many with all the change makers who have gone out of their way to identify, market, campaign for these community projects, that we will create an unstoppable wave of transformation across our communities and across Uganda. The MTN Change Makers initiative is just one step, and I think as we continue to work together, we truly will become unstoppable. What better way to celebrate our birthday what better way to celebrate our 25 years than by giving back to the communities that have made MTN become what we are today. Thank you so much, Uganda, for participating in this, and I look forward to seeing who the beneficiaries are. And together we are unstoppable. Thank you so much for your attention.
Another round of applause for Sylvia. I can't hear the excitement in the clapping. Another hand clap. Well, that is great. Yes, indeed, together we are unstoppable. We're going to just play a short video just to talk about, she talked about what we have done, what we have invested over the years, and it's very important for us to also account for this. So we're going to ask for a short video to be played for you to experience what the MTN Foundation is doing across Uganda.
Key priority under MTN Ambition 2025 is our commitment to creating shared value. This shared value comes from a place where we acknowledge that doing good for the planet and for society enables us to sustainably grow as a company. At MTN, we look at shared value through a framework of ESG, which stands for Environment, Social, and Governance.
MTN has over the years invested over 29 billion in health, education, water, sanitation and hygiene initiatives in over 100 districts across the country. MTN also upholds high standards of corporate governance and business conduct by ensuring transparency and accountability through internal and external audits, exercising openness with the company's financial performance and timely tax reporting for the development of the country.
By ensuring that we adhere to ESG, we as MTNers are playing our part in mitigating the effects of climate change. Because at MTN Uganda, we believe that a company's growth and success should not come at the expense of the planet's future. It is for this reason that ESG has been and will continue to be a key aspect of our operations here at MTN Uganda.
So indeed, for the 25 years and the many years to come, we will still invest in ESG. And as we count down and try to bring up the excitement, anticipation of the people who have been selected as the Mtn Change Makers, we have had a journey where we have met some of these change makers in the past. And these are the people who inspired us to actually come up with such an entity or such an initiative to identify more change makers who are going to transform Uganda. So I'm going to ask for another video which is going to be played, highlighting some of the change makers that we have met over our journey as the MTN Foundation.
Tendereza Yesu, Yesu ori mwana gwendika. I started knitting these things at school, at primary level. I did my P8 exam, I took home economics. Our PD is a small lady in size, but she has vision. MTN! He moved around the village, house to house, telling us what he wants to do, to make a group so as to uplift our standard of living. My name is Virungi Margaret from Take a Step Women Organization, NGO today, and we are proud change makers.
Hand clap for our change makers. Those are the people who are transforming communities. You don't see them every day, but they are there doing the work. We also have another story from the East in Soroti, and we're going to listen to his story. He's also a change maker inspiring thousands of youth in his community.
In 2006, that was in my senior 2, I decided to leave home because my mother was a single mother. She couldn't afford to educate all of us at the same time. That is how I resorted to being a street kid. And I remember my first job then in Soroti was to cook in restaurants I used to sell salt, I used to sell chapati, I used to sell mandazi. All these things, I did them to raise school fees for myself. In the year 2016, I was voted into as a councillor. Out of being in council, I used my emolument then as security to borrow a salary loan. In that year, I went back to school and I acquired a certificate in business administration. Coupled with my graphics that I trained myself on, I now had the required 2 experiences to begin a business. It took us like around 7 months for us to be able to get our first client. But it did not deter us from continuing to keep opening our doors. Our objective as a company is to inspire people in a way that those who believe in business should believe that Soroti has the same capacity to sell and attract investment like any other place. My name is George William Okoit, and I am a proud change maker.
Hand club. These are daily people you pass by, but what they're doing in their communities is quite great and transformative. So without further ado, if we could get a drum roll, we're going to announce the 25 change makers who have been selected in the MTN at 25 Change Makers initiative. So I'm going to invite the heads of the teams that evaluated, that visited, that toiled. They went up to the last point to ensure that these projects exist and these projects are worthy. So without further ado, allow me to invite from the East, Mr. Alan Njagala, and Jimmy Isharaza, who are going to announce the selected change makers from the East.
Thank you so much. My name is Jimmy Isharaza. I work as a regional business manager, consumer for East.
Very good afternoon to you all. Njagala Alan, Commercial Head East. You may be wondering why both of us are here. This initiative was a combination of everyone in the East, and in the regionalization we're in, it's imperative that each one of us plays a role, and therefore this task was assigned to Jimmy to head and spearhead, and us as the leaders were here to back up, to see that everything that is done smoothly, for smooth transition, and to see that we are able to bring the change makers into perspective.
Thank you, Alan. Our head chief, Sylvia, had already said that we're all excited. We're all excited to announce the change makers from East. There are 5, and I'll start with Beautiful Periods. Beautiful Periods is a project in Namutumba, in a small village called Itonko. For you to reach there, you might need not just the 4-wheel drive, but you'll need to park somewhere and walk. It's going to benefit 3,100 girls who would have ideally missed school just because they're in their periods. It's an existing project, and it's headed by a gentleman called Ngobi Joel. MTN is going to support this project, which empowers girls and women by teaching them how to make reusable pads. Colored bracelets symbolizing the menstrual cycle, fostering entrepreneurship, economic independence for the women and mothers to these young girls. So the purpose of these funds that we are going to give is to purchase sewing machines and consumables for making the sustainable pads. When we visited, you'd be humbled to see what they were using to make pads. They are using rudimentary old clothes, like the ones that have been thrown away, is what they would cut to make pads. But this time, because of MTN, I'm sure they are going to be able to make better pads. Project 2 is from Sironko, and it's water harvesting tanks for a Kalamogosi Women Empowerment Group. When we visited Sironko, these specific women have been sharing water with cows and all sorts of other animals in Sironko River. For those who watch news, I think last week there was a story about silting in Sironko River that has brought flooding and all that. So this is where the project is going to be. Kalamogos Women Empowerment is a pioneering rural-based women-led enterprise with a strong commitment to women who are doing coffee farming and transforming livelihoods. The purpose is to ensure that we provide safe water harvest and a coffee pulping machine for empowering these women. The proceeds from the coffee sales will adequately sustain the project. The additional value of this is going to provide means by which women can earn a living through value addition for the coffee before it goes to the market. Project 3 is from Tororo, in a village called Magola. The project name is Making Life Better, and it's led by a gentleman called Olweny Brian. Olweny Brian is a youth. He's below 25, and he's very instrumental in his community. It's going to support about 22,000 people in the community with safe water. The Safe Water for Safe Communities, it's an initiative initially by Soul Rescue Mission that has so far delivered over 7 wells in Tororo, specifically in Magola village. The funds will be used to construct boreholes for safe water access and it will be sustained through Bulungi Bwansi. All the community will ensure that these boreholes are not tampered with, are not vandalized, and they are used as they should be used. The additional value for this project is to provide clean and safe water to the community in Magola. Project 4 is in Mayuge, in Bukaboli sub-county, in Bukaboli village. It's a construction of boreholes at Kalagala Primary School. And the project sponsor is Teach for Uganda. It will benefit about 2,100 students of Kalagala Primary School who at the moment are suffering to get water. For them to get water to the school, even for washing hands after using the latrine or the toilet at the school, it comes from kilometers away from the school. So it's really hard. So the project change maker is Sibihwana Fiona. Kalangala Primary School is a government-funded school in Bukaboli sub-county in Mayuge district with an enrollment of about 749 students, out of which 349 are boys and 400 are girls. And they all face, not just the community, but the students face the challenge of water, like I've already said. So the purpose of the funds are going to construct a borehole for safe water access. It will be sustained or maintained through efforts of the school management committee, and it will provide clean water to learners of Kalagala Primary School and the surrounding villages. Our last project in the east is Jinja, Wanyange, and it's Heta Vocational Grounds. Heta Vocational Grounds prepares young women and men and youth with disabilities with relevant knowledge, skills, attitude to succeed and enter the workforce by training them in tailoring, cookery, hair design, and digital literacy. If you visited, you'll be amazed by the kind of cakes and bread that these people produce. Besides being impaired, they are all differently gifted, not like us who are here. So the purpose of this project is to purchase sewing machines and assorted tailoring consumables for Jinja Heta Vocational Grounds. It will be sustained through income from produced attires that will be used to continue feeding the raw materials into the project when they sell out what they have made. Additional value is for training in vocational skills to contribute and be productive to the citizens and the community where they live. The project change maker is Helen Kirunda. Thank you so much. These are the 5 projects that are coming from Eastern Uganda, and I believe they will benefit the community. I would like to end by saying that together we are unstoppable. Thank you so much.
Together we are. A hand clap to the winners, the selected beneficiaries, the change makers that have been selected from the East. We're going to have Philip coming in to give us the change makers from the North. Mr. DJ, I don't know if you could hype it a little bit higher because we're not feeling the excitement in winning. Okay? So Philip, please.
To welcome the North. My name is Phil Podoi. I represent the Northern Region as the commercial head. Our CEO, the leadership team of MTN before us, the change makers, the invited guests, and of course those that are viewing us or listening online. The Northern Region, in our definition, is made of 38 districts. So I'm going to keenly read so that we do not mistake names or pronunciations we are hearing from the 5 beneficiaries we've picked out. What was critical for us in the North, we looked at majorly 2 principles to guide the selection of the 181 applications that we did get. So of course, like it's been mentioned before, people applied through the different channels we provided. Some made physical drop-offs at the service center, the online portals that we provided, the WhatsApp helpline, and the email solution as well. So in here, from the 181, within the 2 weeks period, we made the gradual selection to make sure we can come up with the best 5 projects that I'm going to announce shortly. What was important was the first principle, which was acceptance. We needed to be sure that on the ground, there's shared acceptance from the authorities, the community, and consent at that level. The second one was also sustainability, to be sure that after this investment is made, we are sure 2 years or 3 years from now, when anyone visits, they could actually find hallmarks of this initiative we've put in place. So to the winners, we have 5 of them. The first winner is Akaro Walk Community. This is based in Akaka village in Oyam district. Oyam is within the Lango sub-county. And in here, they are looking at a water sanitation project, and we are calling out a borehole construction for this project. So here, the lead for the project is Collie Juliet, under the organization Akaro Walk Community Project. The second one is within the Acholi sub-region, under the Konyipacho Slums Project, based in Gulu. The sponsor or the owner of the project will be led by Nyero Christopher under the organization called Safe Water Uganda. So here we are targeting to construct 4 spring wells within the Konyipacho slums. So just for clarity for all of us, spring wells are different from boreholes. Boreholes have to be dug. Spring wells are tapped from a natural flowing stream. So for clarity, when we talk of water and sanitation, those are the 2 critical differences between them. The third project, like again, I mentioned earlier, comes from the Karamoja sub-region, and this time around we shall be going to Nabilatuk district. So under the partner we're going to work with, Tekau Karamoja, led by Ichuma Sylvia, we are looking at an education project where we are going to support with an ICT center within Nabilatuk town for the community in there. The reach is to be able to reach 420 youth within this community. The fourth project is also unique in its nature, and given the kind of applications we received, we also had other existing partners. The fourth project is taking us to Nebi, And here we are looking at a renovation of the Rusi Secondary Girls School project. And we are working with Dr. Jacqueline Akello on behalf of the Lions Club of Nebi. So in here, the school has a population of 250 girls, and we believe in renovating their girls' dormitory that was damaged from a previous fire, and so we hope that this will give us the impact and the effect that we desire for the population there. The last project comes from a district called Kole. Kole is within the Lango sub-county, or rather the Lango sub-region. And in here, we are working with Community Development Shield Uganda. We intend to reach about 2,300 beneficiaries through this project that is being led by Eska Ogalo. So for this project, it's also around water and sanitation, and we intend to construct 7 protected spring wells for the community here. We congratulate our 5 beneficiaries from the north, and together again, we are unstoppable. Thank you.
Selected Change Makers from the West.
Our dear CEO, MTN leadership, I had the opportunity to meet the senior pastor who nowadays started trading something, which I'll tell you later. Our chief community officer present. One of my community officer is not around, but he sent in his regards. That's Honorable Alex Ruhunda. I'm called Andrew Tusubira, the regional commercial head for Western region. About Western Murio? Murije? Mugamba ninji. But before I mention the selected 5 from Western, I would like to invite one of my chief community officer just to say a word, just a minute, one Andrew Ntegeka, and share with you what we went through. Because we were together, and remember, together. Indeed.
Thank you, Andrew, our CEO, and the MTN staff and members. I'd like to thank Andrew, who went through a lot of processes to select these people. And Andrew and his ground team visited physically, and I think he will tell you more. But on this note, I would like to congratulate MTN and Sylvia specifically. When you provide water to people, as they drink that water, they pray for you, and you get blessings. There's another thing I noticed in the community. You saw the lady who was in the video. That was in March when Sylvia, yes. But you could have seen the transformation, the smiles, when those ladies got the tailoring machines and what they are doing to sustain their families. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'll keep referring to Western because I'm going to mention those from Western region. Nimanya Western Tugamba Mnonga. Tikwe? So we work with the chief community officers. As I say that I have 2. Mr. Andrew Ntegeka, based in Hoima, and then the second one is Honorable Alex Ruhunda, the Honorable MP for Fort Potro. Unfortunately, he's not around. We went through the vetting process. As Brian has already shared, the applications were quite many. From the 36 districts, we managed to receive those who showed interest from 34 districts out of 36, which is commendable. So Western region, well done. And we are looking only for 5, the exceptional dreamers and doers. So what I'm going to read is the exceptional. We have more, but only the 5. And the first is an orphanage. This orphanage looks at kids who lost parents due to HIV scourge, and it's based in Chankwanzi. They are looking for support, beddings. They provide medical, shelter, clothing for these kids. So the motivation was to bridge that gap of a parent and have these beds. This project, or the change maker for this case, is Reverend Father William, and is based in Chankwanzi. The second is NAB Twetunjire group. Twetunjire comes from Let's Get, it's a Runyankore word. And these are women, it's a women group. And as you know that when you educate a woman, you educate? Sorry? Very good. And these women help one another. Their focus is on teenage mothers. You had the story of single mothers. So they came together and formed this group. So they are looking for support in terms of sewing machines to skill others. It's based in Mbarara, specifically in Mbarara City. The third is in Rukunjiri. Those who know Rukunjiri, after Ishaka, you go to Rukunjiri, and the project reach is 1,200. The change maker is Senior Boni at Hairi, and here they are looking at us supporting them with funds so that they can get sewing machines, tailoring consumables, and their focus is mainly on children living with disabilities, and this is an ongoing project. The fourth is in Masindi Chatiri. Those who know Masindi Chatiri, is hard to reach area. And here, this is Blessed Domian Secondary School. It's a church-based secondary school offering affordable education to disadvantaged students. The purpose is to purchase and install rainwater harvesting equipment, including 6 tanks and connection gutters. Sustainability for this project, the school will maintain and service the infrastructure, providing clean water for students of Blessed Damian Secondary School and the community around. The change maker is Agnes Tusime. The last one is Souls Rescue Mission, Uganda. This one is based in Chegegwa. And you know Chegegwa, specifically Chaka, we have so many refugees. And the mission is safe water for safe communities. These are refugees, these are individuals who came to Uganda, so they believe by extending a hand, as Philippo said, to have protected springs and wells for this community. That's it for Western region. Thank you very much. Together, thank you.
Congratulations to West Change Makers. Congratulations. And finally, we're going to close off with the region that was so big we had to split it into 2. We had Central and Greater Central. We had quite a massive applications coming in from there. So I'd like to invite Patrick Musima to come and announce the selected change makers.
Good afternoon, everyone. Brian Beats.
Team, staff, colleagues around here, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Patrick Tusime. I'm very privileged to be here to represent Central. I'm the commercial head for Central. I have two regions because of the vastness of Central region and the intensity in Central region. We divided Central into two, Kampala, treating it as a region of its own, as well as Greater Central. Central region, ladies and gentlemen, is closely aligned with the Buganda region. There are only two parts of Buganda region that are not in what we call Central in terms of MTN, and that is Mubende and Chivoga. But otherwise, the rest of Buganda region is part and parcel of the Central, of the Central region as we know it in MTN. It's my great pleasure again to have some of the committee members that helped me in the process of selection of these 10 individuals, 10 exceptional individuals. I'd like to request them to just come very quickly here behind so we can go through this process together. I also want to take the opportunity to recognize one of our community leaders, JP, please come. The selection committee, please do come. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is part of the selection committee that we put together to go through the very, very many applications of people in Central who expressed a lot of interest in terms of when they had and heeded the call to put in the applications so that they can get support from MTN Foundation to also further the dreams and big ideas that they had. So as you've heard, the applications are quite big, and as a team, we went through quite a rigorous process of looking at each and every application, selecting each and every application, and going through one by one to make sure it is very well aligned with what Change Makers initiative is all about. I know there were very many big and good ideas. Unfortunately, we could not get all of them, except 5 for each of the regions that, of the 2 regions that we have. The first region I'm going to read through is Kampala, and I'm very privileged that some of the people we selected are here with us. Allow me to ask them to stand up for recognition, because they are also representing the rest of the guys who are not here. We have our senior pastor here, Pastor Martin Sempa, and your colleague. Very welcome. We're privileged to announce that you're one of the winners. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Thank you, Pastor Martin. And of course, we have our another group from Kololo, SS. Very great. You may take your seat. So without further ado, I want to take this opportunity to announce that the 5 that made it on this list from Kampala were Kololo Senior Secondary School. The project is School Bike Uganda. Now, I am reading these winners in no particular order, just because this is how it was arranged. So this project of Kololo Senior Secondary School was very exciting, because in many ways it aligns with our ESG aspirations, because it is one way of trying to improve the transportation of students around the city. As you know, Kampala is a very, very, very crowded city. So how do we make it easy for students to access the school, to come from the different parts of the country, different parts of the city, to access the education and so on and so forth. On top of easing the mode of movement, it also gives us an opportunity to have a healthy population. And I think bike riding is one of those initiatives that is very good, and we encourage. So very happy to have this team here with us today. The other one is, of course, you had Primetime Students Development Services, yeah, which is an organization or an initiative led by the senior pastor, Martin Semper. The targeted community, of course, is Makerere University. But I'm sure, and as we've had several interactions with the pastor, it goes way beyond Makerere community. But the primary focus is Makerere University. Now, as you heard our CEO, when she was making her remarks, she said that 70% of Uganda's population is made up of youth. One of the big challenges we have in this country, and I believe around the world, is substance abuse, drug and substance abuse. So in order to help nurture this 70% of Uganda's population, in which Uganda's future is very, very heavily invested, we really took to our heart what Pastor Semper and his colleagues are doing to support and make sure that these students are able to go through all the different challenges that they go through as they develop. And we believe that fighting drug and substance abuse is a very noble cause. And as MTN Foundation, we're extremely happy that this is something that we picked an interest in. Thank you. Okay. The other one is also to do with youth, once again, because how do we skill the youth? Once we've saved them from drugs, once we've saved them from substance abuse, what do we do for them? How do we support them to move? Another change maker that we took a lot of interest in, of course, is skills for now and the future. Now, skills for now and the future is based in Kawempe, and the purpose of this project is to help out-of-school youth, those who cannot afford to be in school for one reason or another. How do we help them nurture certain talents which they have? How do we help them be able to use their hands to do things that are meaningful and gainful for them, so that they're in position to make it in life, even though they didn't have the privilege of going to school. So this project will benefit about 140 of these vulnerable youth. And what they do is to make sure that they have skills, that they can use their hands, that they can use their creativity to be in position to do things that can bring revenue, can bring money into their hands. Some of these will include things like arts and crafts, instruments which they can make from local materials and then be able to sell, basically using their skills. So we want to help them to be in position to get these skills, upgrade them, uplift them, so that they're in position to make their lives better. And we're very happy that this is one of those projects in Kampala that we chose to support. Another one has to do with water and sanitation. It is in Masaja village in Machinde division. This is just like Philip told us, the difference between a borehole and a spring well. We also have spring wells in Masaja that we have chosen to support. This is a project which believe that from the statistics that we're able to get from Masaja, will support over 50,000 people. So the reach of this project is undeniable, and we're very, very happy to be in position to support such an initiative. The last but not the least has to do with the equipping children with special needs. In this case, children with Down syndrome. Now, Down syndrome is that challenge which I believe not very many people are very well aware of. You find people, families, communities suffering with children with certain learning needs, certain difficulties, developmental difficulties, and so on and so forth. So there is an organization which is reaching out to these kinds of children, reaching out to these kinds of parents, trying to support them, trying to make sure that there's more awareness about the challenges of Down syndrome. The project is in Nakawa, Bukoto to be specific, and this particular one wants to help these children with musical instruments and musical skills, because they have seen and learned that through music and through instruments, playing instruments, they were in position to impact in a very good way, in a very serious way, people who are having some of these challenges that are not very well known, but yet need a lot of attention. So this is a project that will be funded. I think it will also reach as many people as about 50,000 by the estimate they told us. But of course, this is something that we're happy as MTN Foundation to be in position to support. So that is it for Kampala. for all those winners for Kampala. We're happy for them, and we're looking forward to work continuously with them so that as they move, as they change communities, as they change things that are happening around them, we are also in position to support and make things move in the right direction. The other region, Greater Central, also had 5. And of these 5, there's one that I want to start with, again in no particular order. One has to do with Masaka Main Prison. Now, we have a lot of incarcerated people who have served their time and on the verge of being released back into the community. So this community, this project is being run by the Rotary Club of Masaka, and it is intended to support these incarcerated people who have gone through, who have served their time, and have done their time for whatever it is that they were incarcerated for in the first place, about to go back into community. So what this project is intending to do is to support them so that they don't have to reoffend, so that they're in position to have skills, gain certain skills which perhaps they didn't have, so that they're in position to be better citizens. And we thought this was a very worthy project to invest in. Their main work is to do with carpentry and metal fabrication. So whatever we are going to do is to be in position to support them to have this equipment so they're able to train these individuals, so that once they come back into our communities, they're in position to be better people, can serve, can contribute, and make their life much better. The other one is to do with, again, supporting the girl child, a project in Impigi called Geja Women Foundation. It is meant, again, to help in the manufacture of affordable sanitary products for the girl child. I have had the privilege of visiting this particular project personally, and I'm very touched by the number of things that they're able to do, by the kind of innovations that they're able to do, supporting the girl child, and we thought it would be a very worthy contribution for us to make their life better, to improve whatever it is that they're doing so they can reach more and more girls across the country. As a father of 2 girls myself, I believe that this is something that really touches me, and I'm happy that through Mtn Foundation, we're able to reach out to these people and support. The other one has to do with, skilling. This project was started by the Nottingham Trent Skilling Center. I think it's Nottingham University, in collaboration with some people in Uganda. And their purpose is to equip youth, again, with skills and knowledge and training, so that they're in position to be able to be better and employ themselves gainfully. So the beneficiaries are more than 300 from this. And again, we are going to be buying machines for sewing and bakery, so that these people can be able to do a better job, can expand whatever it is that they are doing in the different communities. And we are very happy to be able to support them as well. So those are the 5 projects for Greater Central. And like everybody has said, together we are unstoppable. Together we are unstoppable. Thank you very much, and may God bless you.
Thank you, Patrick. Thank you very much. Congratulations to the 10 selected change makers from Central and Greater Central. Of course, this is going to be placed on our social medias. The names will be there. We'll put in the papers so that you can be able to see and we are accountable for whatever we've done. I need to add that accountability is very important for us. So each of the people who was on the evaluation committee had to declare conflict of interest where there was, so that we made sure that whatever we were doing was for the community and there was no bias or influence in whatever was being evaluated. So congratulations to the 25 change makers. And I'm excited, very, very excited that we actually have some of the selected change makers right here in our midst right now. Yes. So the test in the pudding, the truth is we're going to invite them to come and tell us how they're feeling right now, how they felt when they were applying. And also, we're blessed to have some of the community members to come and tell us how, as the community, they feel about being the beneficiary of this program. So allow me to invite first Ashraf, the young man from Kololo SS, transforming the mobility matter and ensuring that the environment is safe and is protected.
Protocol observed. Well, my name is Komeri Ashraf Muima, student at Kolos Senior Secondary School. Well, I'm the CEO of School Bike Uganda. Basically, thank you. So when I was seated back there, I had someone caution, let them bring them up that they explain what School Bike actually does. So School Bike is a micromobility company focused on easing navigation of students to and from school. How do we do it? We avail bicycles for hire to students. A student comes to our office, that's in school, they book a bike, they pay only 2,000 Ugandan shillings, and this bike helps them to go back home and come back home the following day. Along the process, we give them protective gears, just so they are protected along the road. We give them reflector jackets, we have helmets, and the shin guards. Well, I'm so excited, and this is a dream come true. Maybe to, thank you. Maybe to take you back a little bit, how we came up about with the idea. Personally, I grew up in the suburbs of Kampala. That's one day in Katanga. And growing up as a young man, you know we love bikes. So in the village at the extreme end, we have a pitch. And kids that had bicycles then used to gather there for them to ride their bicycles, of course. Now, me that did not have a bicycle then, they used to ask me to pay 500 Ugandan shillings for me to just take around 7 to 5 rounds in the pitch. And when I reached in secondary, saw this challenge that I was facing, of course, and my fellow students, navigation from school to home. Of course, if I use a boda, the boda will release carbon that pollutes the environment. The same applies to the tax. So I came up with the idea, School Bike Uganda, started with my personal bike, and then my colleague joined me with his. And so far we have grown to 7 bikes, and hope for the best. We hope to expand to more schools in Kampala, more schools outside Uganda, because our dream is big, and of course, as we have said, we are change makers. Allow me end here, and together we are. Thank you.
Wow. Ashraf, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
Well, I'm 21.
It is possible. Together, we can transform this country. Okay, that's it. So, we also have within our midst a community member of one of the programs that has benefited and has been selected. Allow me to invite Bashir to come. He's coming, he will introduce himself and which community he's coming from, and he's going to tell us how he feels as representing the community that has benefited from this program.
My name is Amkod Kazwa Bashir from Masajja Chibira B. As the word it is Mtn Change Makers, allow me to change the language. Okusooka byonna nyimiridde mu bigere bya chairman wange Mr. Luwandaga Samuel Masajja Kibira B. Tuli basanyufu nnyo ab'Amasajja Kibira B okufuna omukisa mu MTN okujja okutuleetera amawulire amalungi okutukolera enzizi zaffe abatuze okufuna amazzi amalungi. Mwebale nnyo okusinziira mu bitundu byonna ne mulondawo Masajja Kibira ng'era bwe muli Masajja Kibira B. Era twebaza nnyo Mwami Nserekoddeo, Mukama akuwa omukisa okutulwanirako mu nsonga yonna. Sina bingi nnyo byakwogera kubanga nyinza okusanyuka ennyo n'omumwa ne gugaziwa. Mukama w'omukisa.
Congratulations. We're going to end with prime time. Prime time, transforming Makerere University. So, Pastor Sempa, you're most welcome.
MTN Zoe, 25 years Zoe, on Sylvia Oi, changing the nation Zoe, Makerere Zoe, prime time Zoe. Hello. All protocols observed. My name is Pastor Martin Sempa. I am a social entrepreneur. I've been at Makerere for now almost 25 years. And some time back ago, I remember walking Makerere in 1995, 96 and saying, where do we take our young people, those who don't want to go doing drugs or harmful entertainment? Can we come up with something that combines education and entertainment that deals with issues such as drugs and alcohol? And then we came up with the idea of prime time. And over the years, many lives have been transformed. And I cannot wait to celebrate this partnership because MTN coming together with us, we're going to come up with a good sound system that's going to take the music to another level. Together, we are unstoppable. I came along with our Makerere University Guild Minister of Student Affairs. He's a fifth-year medical student, and he represents the community that we partner together because Primetime works with Makerere University Students Guild. He's going to share the importance of what Primetime, what you guys are investing in, makes a difference in the lives of our students. Please.
Mtn Change Makers, Primetime, Makerere. Hello. Protocol observed. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure for me to share the same roof and oxygen with each and every one of you at such a momentous occasion. My name is Sevande Kerrigan. I'm a fifth-year student pursuing a bachelor's degree in medicine and surgery. I serve as a guild representative counselor of my hall of residence, and that is Mitchell Hall, in the Students Guild. And I'm also honored today as the 89th Guild Minister for Students Affairs at Makerere University Students Guild. Yes, today, I joined the university in 2019, and basically for me, it was a new and different environment. It was a time where I had to make decisions on my personal basis without the watch and guidance of my parents. So the university community is such a challenging environment where I meet students of different perspectives, and it's basically a life whereby we make decisions that are going to be influential in our careers. It was a time where I went to the university and we could associate with students who could try to pursue into different perspectives. You could have neighbors who are struggling with drugs and so on. I can basically say that my first year at university was so challenging. To my rescue, I had to associate with the Prime Time. And that is an initiative that is led by our own pastor, Pastor Sempa. And basically through their various skits, dramas, and round table discussions, my dreams and my career was able to be revived. I got exposed to the various challenges and the effects you go through if you try to associate with drugs. I don't only speak on my own behalf, but I do speak for thousands of students who have been beneficiaries of this initiative, the Prime Time. And today, together with the new partnership with Mtn Uganda, as it is celebrating 25 years, we are going to be proud to make a difference in over thousands of university students who are struggling with drug addiction. And more importantly, we are going to make an impact in their careers. And together, we are going to be change makers. And together, we are unstoppable. Thank you.
MTN Zoe, a moral where I know many of you have been through Prime Time and Makerere. A moral where 25 years old, a Sylvia Oe, MTN Foundation Zoe, a Tumbiza Sound Oe, a Change Makers Zoe. Hello.
That's the energy. I don't know how to follow after that. Yeah, let me try to keep at that level. A MTN Oi, a Change Makers Oi, a Sylvia Oi. Please come and give us your closing remarks, Sylvia.
You forgot to finish off with saying, hello. What an absolutely delightful event. Thank you so much. First of all, to the MTN Foundation. I can see the committee, the management team. I can see Enid in the background, Brian, for the fantastic work that has been done in coordinating, putting together all the administrative pieces of this. And also in terms of even coordinating all the work that was done by the teams that went out to do the vetting. I want to say a special thank you to our regional GMs who are here, strong force that is forming the MTN that is in today. And I hope you enjoy the process as you went out to interact with your communities and actually seeing the power of bringing MTN alive. You know, this week, was it on Tuesday, we were in Salama School for the Blind. And we all remember what happened there a year ago, actually this week, when we lost 12 precious souls to the tragic fire. And together with the government, we partnered to be able to put up a new dormitory for the children, as well as an ICT lab. Now, why do I say that story? I say that story not because of that, but because when we were leaving, I remember we went back to the dormitory. And those precious girls, there was a young girl, her name was Stacia, she's 8 years old. She walked up to me, we were standing next to the dormitory, and she came and she said, I want to go see our new dormitory. And then she held my hand and she said, thank you so much, MTN. And she's blind. She said, thank you so much, MTN, for doing this for us. We are so, so grateful. And then she held another girl's hand. She was called Mariam. Mariam, I think, was 17. And she told Mariam, take me to see the dormitory that MTN has built for us. That's the reason why we wake up every day. That's the reason why we come to work, right? Because the work that we do in MTN in terms of delivering services to our customers generates the value that allows us then to be able to reinvest back in society. So today, what we have witnessed is just an announcement. But you know, the joy is actually going to be in going out to all these projects, interacting with them. You can see the way Prime Time, School Bike are excited by what we're going to be doing with them. I mean, when we actually get to see these projects come to life, and I've seen there are so many different thematic areas: economic empowerment, water is a big one, education a big one. Good to see that we're also even driving mobility, and good to see that we have a 21-year-old CEO in the room. I mean, age is just a number. All we're looking for is people who are visionary and are willing to go after their vision. For me is to say thank you. Thank you to MTN Foundation, To the beneficiaries who have come today, thank you so much for making your time. To the chief community officers who are integral in making sure that they represented their communities and helped MTN to be able to identify the right projects to invest in. And to all the beneficiaries who have been announced today, 25 of you across Uganda, you now have an opportunity together with the change makers who proposed you to actually create a lasting and impactful change in the areas where you are. In MTN, we believe in doing good together, partnering with yourselves and people who have visions such as yourself in creating the change that we want to see. And I think my challenge to you is that even as we come out and begin to implement these changes, could we embrace them and make sure that even after we launch the projects, they're not going to be sustained by MTN, they're going to be sustained by the communities. So it's up to the communities to make sure that they protect the investment that will be put in by the MTN Foundation to make sure that it continues to deliver even for the longer term. So with those few remarks, I just want to say thank you. I'm so excited. I can't wait to come out to the project. So to the regional managers, just know I'm with you. We would like Brian to finish all the projects by December, end of December, before we move into January. All the 25 projects should be up. I think we'll also track the stories through media as we see how the status of the projects when we started and where they are going to end. And I can't wait to see what will be the final impact of this. Happy birthday, MTN. Thank you, MTN, for doing this. Together we are unstoppable. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, the commercial heads, the CCOs, the guests who have been invited, the selected change makers, the journalists present. Thank you very much. The people online, all the viewers who are joining us online, thank you very much for staying on and for keeping up with this announcement and for sharing in the excitement and in the announcement of all the change makers. Remember, you can be a change maker in your community, and we hope that through this we can inspire a whole wave of transformation and of change makers across Uganda. Thank you very much and have a lovely evening. Group photo, please come in front. We'll invite the change makers, MTN executive, the regional commercial heads. I see Enid hiding somewhere there. Please come and join us. Let's have a picture here. We need a very happy group picture here. We're celebrating 25 years, change makers. I would have invited Pastor to do his thing. Where's Bashir? Bashir to join us. Where is he? There are bites at the back, so as you take the picture, smile because we have bites. Okay, so